Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
Well done team, keep it going. Keep it going. Good work. Yes, good side step. Excellent. Working forward. Well done. Well done team, good. For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Thanks mate. Okay team, come on in, let's go. Let's huddle up. Bring it in guys. Nominate your homegrown hero today. 1, 2, 3, 3!
Sport. What does it mean to us? For some, it's potential, a promise that we could be better, that the early mornings will be worth it, that we could be champions.
Starts with touch.
This Touch New Zealand event is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse.
Welcome back, whānau, to our fifth live stream game as we see the next game between the Waikato, the Counties Manuaku and Waikato Open Women's. I was out the back of the field watching the Waikato Open Women's earlier. Really, really strong team, wouldn't expect anything less. I actually think I was talking to someone earlier around the Counties Manuaku Open Women's team, and in the last 10 years they have been in every single final. So we've got two great teams on our hands here as we see the Waikato girls lining up, doing the huddle. It's one thing that we've been missing out on here. Haven't seen any dances or any of the songs or anything like that. Just looking outside. Not too many clouds in the sky. She's a hot one. Here in the Palmerston North down at Ongi Park. Fifth game. I'm not sure the North Harbour boys, the Open Men's team, would have called it an upset, but even them, I don't think they would have thought that they would have won that by that much. So great result for the North Harbour team. Big win over the Waikato Open Men's squad, Rod. I'm not sure how much of the game you saw of that last one, but a huge result for the North Harbour Open Men's team over Waikato.
Yeah, in the club games that have been that have played lately, not the North Harbour squad, predominantly Pearl Jam, they have been playing quite well. So in some ways it's not such a big surprise, but first day, there's still plenty of touch to be played, so teams can make up.
And there we see some really familiar names from the Waikato team: Shepherd, Karina, Maya Jane, a superstar in the youth grades, and up in the Open Women's, Iramia in the middle, another one of the Karina whānau. As I just said, I don't know if I made this stat up, Rod, but I'm pretty sure someone told me yesterday that Counties Manuaku Open Women's have been in every single Open Women's final for the last 10 years. As we had the tap off in this.
You wouldn't be too far from fact there, Maya. They've always been there or thereabouts.
As we see there, the first crack at the line by the Waikato team. Now wide number 11 for Waikato. Settle back, now Jean in the middle. Ball not quite to hand. Decent set there from the Counties. It's been a forward pass. as they're working their way to their sub-box. What game did you just come back from, Rod?
Just doing a bit of coach mentoring with the Auckland Open Mix second team. So I got a little bit carried away in the debrief there, Maya, so I do apologise. But this game is shaping. There's plenty of superstars in both these teams here. So the Open Women's grade is always tightly contested, and there's no reason why it won't be again.
Yep, just unfortunately a little bit of inaccuracy there by the Counties Open Women's team. Waikato team get a fresh start just on the 10. Start working it up the middle as they head across towards their sub-box. Hawera. Here we see the number 16, Edamia Allen, working in the middle. Karina. Mum and Auntie playing some of the other older teams. So a sweet play around the back. Ooh, thought she might have just been a little bit high on the dive, but obviously she was quick enough. And there we have our first touchdown for the Waikato Open Women's team as they go in the lead 1-0. Rod, our replay.
Yeah, well, Mary Edamia Allen, she's renowned for her dive technique. Obviously, long levers, so she can dive from a long way out. And she certainly knows how to use that to her best potential. And Waikato are well aware of it. So don't be surprised. You'll see that quite often in this game.
Keisha Marsh, is that Keisha from the Marshes we know? Is it, Rod? Sure.
Yes. Yep. It is bringing the youngsters through, and it's good to see there is a good blend here in both teams with the youth, and there's only one way for them to grow in this sport, and that's to be thrown into this Opens environment. It's helter skelter, it's fast, and the only way to learn it is to be in and amongst it.
Really good set there, great set in fact on the from the Waikato girls. Unfortunately, just got a bit static, had to pull back. Driving in now on the 7 metre line. 14 from Waikato. Steps outside, looking for the follow. What does the ref call? Yep, good call there. Put her hand out. She knew as well. Got the cheeky smile back to the referee. So a fresh set of 6 for the Waikato Open Women's team. As we see the number 14, Edamia, setting things up. Ooh, not quite. As we've seen the number 2, Mai Jean.
Good defence there from Counties. Imogen Langahito. Just staying with the man, pushing up nice and hard. And being bothersome in that lane there.
Counties ladies working it away from the field. Sorry, from their defensive line. So getting over halfway now, getting a bit of width in their play. Drawn pass on the outside. That would be unexpected. And here we have hands back in the middle. Oh, that was a nice yard there. I didn't expect them to go one more to the left, right outside. Probably looking for a cut. Didn't quite happen. Turn the ball over in the right end of the field there, Rod.
Yeah, and on the right side, in terms of coaching, you want to get down the other end and ensure that you at least get an exit in. Obviously, the more times you do that, the more times you put the pressure on, you're gonna get a result off the back end.
Sitting back in the middle, see Hawera unfortunately couldn't get through. Good set of D from the North Harbour Counties Open Women's. It's working across to their box. Pretty standard for most of our teams, Rod. Win the ruck. And in the new rules, anything post-touch comes 10 metres forward. First one, well and truly into the attacking half for the Counties team. As we get back towards the middle, to Mauri. You talk about competing and knowing when to compete at touches. That touch there, Rod, really well done from the Waikato defence.
Yeah. And Counties were taking their time, just trying to be sure about how they were going to set that up, so you knew something was coming. So, for Waikato to acknowledge that and make a strong touch on that to challenge it. As a result, they're coming back through the field now.
I tell you what, I was a bit starstruck in the last game when the commentary team, I had both Peter McIntyre and Scotty Grant. So Well, Scotty Grant made a guest appearance, and
great to hear.
He had ice and tape everywhere, but it was awesome to have him in the box and get his insight as we see the North Harbour Open men's just cooling down under the trees after a huge effort against the Waikato men. Counties again working across towards their box, getting those fresh legs on. Bit short on the 7 metres there. Nice flow onto the field. Set up for a pick. There we go, 32. Back to the short side.
Yeah, that was an interesting make there to pick to short side. Usually, the players to try and end it this side here and force the opposition to try and take it back to their box, but in this case, it's worked out well for them. So let's see what sort of transition Counties can get and who they bring on.
I actually like that little chip and chase. Did you see it? I like that from the Waikato team. If you're going to do it that gracefully, I think it should be allowed. Counties coming back on from the sub box. Tamika Flavel. Now setting things back up in the middle. Gets across her other 3. 32 pick. Referee Calvin Wirihana from up in the Coromandel, and a big shout out to the whānau up in the Coromandel, as well as our Gisborne, Hawke's Bay area with the flooding. Hopefully things are starting to get back to normal as we've got a bit of a Mexican standoff. Flavel trying to find another one of her players, just not quite there.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad attempt. Obviously, Pune dragging the 3 out and then just trying to drop a little sinker in between the link there. Didn't quite come off, but I'm sure they'll have another crack at that.
I sort of thought in the previous women's game that we had on today, Rod, that the attack seemed to be a lot more accurate in terms of the success percentages off the back of a good yards, as opposed to when they're getting a fresh set of 6 on the line. It seemed to be a lot more static. Is that probably does it make it easier for the attack to score on the back of yards, or is it more around the movement of the defence not being so settled on the line?
It's a mixture. It's a mixture of both. Obviously, once the defence is rocked on their heels, it certainly makes them struggle a little bit to cope with it. But what the difference, I guess, in this game, what you will find is both teams are predominantly static teams. So whilst they will obviously try and push to flow plays, they really want to. Both teams really want to play on the 7.
Nice bit of defence there. Good lift up off the line from the Waikato winger there. Number 13, Alicia McQuaid, as we see. 3rd touch now, just short of halfway. Really like the shape of that Waikato player. Always gets the team on the front foot. Karina in for the 5th. Coming back to the short side. Fortunately, Shepherd couldn't back up with Karina, but a decent set there, Rod.
Yes, Sarah Baldwin did well there, just to hold his space. She knew the ball was coming back. Another young talent coming through the system. She's been in the Opens grade for a couple of years now, and the experience that she's got and that she's starting to bring through the system now. And a couple of sisters on there, Imogen and Kairi Rangi Edmonds Langahitau. So some young talent there from counties that they're exposing here.
Langahitau, the famous name, and you made me look down and who's in the coaching crew for the counties team.
Yeah, I've heard the guy before.
Anthony. I haven't quite ever heard it as Anthony before though.
I've heard him called other names, but we won't go too far about that.
Yeah, I have a lot of different names too when I was refereeing. Only one of them. Good defence there from the Counties Manuaku women's team. So they now work it off their line. You talked about the styles before in terms of they both like the static play. Would I be right in saying the North Island teams in particular like to play like that, whereas the South Island teams, when you referred to Otago before, like to run the ball? How is that such an island thing? Is there anything to it?
I think so. The big thing you will find is with a lot of the upper North Island teams, they're playing one another quite often, week in, week out, and so you will see similarities in those styles, and likewise for the teams in the south. They're playing one another regularly with obviously they've got the Kiowa tournament down in Christchurch now. and so you see some similarities in styles and regional perspective.
What about in terms of the skill set? Does that have anything to do with it?
Oh, it's at this level, you'd like to think you're here because you have the total package, and a lot of the times at this level, it's the top 10% that counts, and you have to be as mentally as tough as you are physically.
Hadn't quite seen that combination there. The Karina drive for Anderson, but Anderson was a sharp pick up there. Wouldn't mind seeing that again before the half comes to an end.
Yeah, well, one thing with Reece Anderson is, if you give her a chance to pick, she's got some legs, and she'll expose you. So, hopefully Waikato can get the opportunity just to open up the threes a little bit and let her go.
This Waikato Open women's team for me is a lot like the men's team that just played earlier. A lot of new faces in terms of a lot of younger players in both of these squads, both Open, the women's and the men's team. Normally you could name them all by heart because you've seen them play in a black jersey, but a lot of those players, the Open women's gone to the 27 women's, and the men's has been a little bit of that turnover. And
yeah, well, as we said, a lovely touchdown there by Zaid Sarah Baldwin, but what you do get out of Hamilton is in both ways, men's and women's, is they come out of that factory that they put Hamilton girls and Hamilton boys, and they're forever feeding. And they just keep pushing them through into these arenas, and they shine. They really do.
I like that little bit of attitude there from Zadie Sarah Baldwin, the number 9 from Counties Manuaku. Scored the try, got up. Didn't give anyone a mouthful, but had a bit of swag on the old face there. As we see Waikato setting up.
Yeah, she wants the link to step up so she can challenge the link. Ooh.
Sampson throwing it back into Shepherd. Shepherd here. Definitely one of the dangers. Oh, holding her player on her hip. Yeah, I think Shepherd, Amani Shepherd probably earned that one for her team there. Won the ruck, put the defender on her hip and almost made it look like she was in the ruck. So well done to Amani.
Yeah, I thought it was quite good defence, apart from not getting back the 7. I thought it was quite good defence by Counties there, just everyone just holding their space in their line.
Don't often see the roll ball being played unless it's, we're going for a touchdown, excellent work, unless it's played for a face play within the 7. But as we see here in this replay, the Waikato link gets well into the 7. Is that to help her get closer to the line, knowing that she's going to try and get the quickie and dive?
Yeah, well, as soon as a link steps up like that, the idea is to challenge that, right? That they, if you can get them, beat them back there, and you really do put them under pressure trying to find that line. So, most teams these days, if a link steps up, then you have a crack at that and try and race them back to the line.
Some at home would be thinking the link stepping up, that makes sense because it was the link that had the ball. But what would normally happen in that case, Rob?
I think that the key to a lot of those situations is it's a lot easier to run forward than it is to run backwards. So if you're always going to beat a player moving forward, always going to beat a player moving backwards. So that's what you want to try and challenge in that space. And if a link doesn't have to step up in that, then they shouldn't.
Good hustle there from the Waikato winger to shut down that play. As Counties now setting back up again. Flavel driving in. Surely that easy. Sometimes when you can't see the ref and they're taking the 2 steps back, you're looking to see if the player's either doing the back foot back to halfway or the kick, as we see here on the replay.
Kairangi Langahotau off to Savannah Asafotavita. He's just too fast, coasted on the outside of her player for an easy touchdown there, really.
Yeah, just unfortunately, the 14 from Waikato had shoulders in at the pre-touch position and couldn't turn around and get out. And it was a foot race, and unfortunately comes second with that one. 2-2. Counties versus Waikato. So we have Cookie on the short side. Good listening there. You could hear the referee saying play through, play through. The number 10, the link defender from Counties, was offside. However, their inside middle was onside, and that's why we're going back for the penalty.
Yeah, Reece Anderson doing what she did. I do wish that somebody would set for her and just let her pick through the hole.
Again, we see another roll ball, well and truly inside the 7-metre line. Must be an intentional play there to get themselves closer to that scoreline. Now they come looking for the backdoor play and go short side. Hawera. Just a touch and pass. Couldn't quite release that ball to Anderson early enough, Hawera. Good defence from Counties Manukau.
Yeah, Victoria plenty of link, very experienced. Just held. There was no need to bite on, so she held it long enough that she could double off onto both. So, good work from Vic there. Good flow on from the sub box. Just as soon as I said it, got pulled up. Setting up here. Butler passes it off to Marsh, who drives for Butler. Butler scoops and steps back. Probably wouldn't call that an intercept, just a straight throw to the Waikato player. And now we have number 9 going down the sideline, Wardby. Maybe not an intercept, but 0 count all the same, I guess.
Yep, absolutely. And as a result of that, that's only the second touch we see there. Third touch now, so 3 touches to set themselves up. Can you get 2 cracks out of 3 touches? Looks not. Around the back door, trying to use their length. Was the player? One of them must have been onside for that not to have been a play-through touchdown.
Allen is always a threat. It doesn't matter whether she's receiving the ball directly off a quickie or if she's on a sweep. She is always a threat, and you really do have to move up off the line to get her.
Just in terms of her length and length of her arms, it must be such an asset, and particularly when getting a quickie and stretching out for the line. As you see there, Marnie Shepherd, another one of the gun players and all the Waikato youth teams and secondary schools. A bit bunched on the right-hand side. Angle plant, was that, Rod?
Might have been a bit of an early plant, I think. And that's an asset that a lot of players try and use, just a bit of an early plant to make sure that the ruck is clean, but it's just got a little bit caught there.
Good defence there from the 2 Waikato defenders, the winger and link lifting up there, taking those first 2 touches and giving the girls time to get on. See the 4th touch just over halfway. Looking to have a drive here, number 8, Edmonds Langahito. Ooh. She kept on running. I thought she was in.
Yeah, you got to sell it. You got to sell it. Right? You got to sell it. Yeah, you got to give it a crack.
2 minutes to go. The next score important with only 2 minutes to go, right? Or plenty of time on the clock. It's a pretty even battle. Oh,
it's an even battle, and but the one thing is whoever scores next, and hopefully before halftime you get that mental advantage.
See a nice drive off the back of that yards. Anderson picks up, uses her speed. What are we calling? 6th touch. Calvin Whitty-Hunter right on the spot. First time for everything.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before, about getting Reese Anderson involved. Involved in the ball, and she can create things. But very good defence there from Counties.
Yeah, great commitment, good drive. Looked like it was going to be a try, but she snuffed it out. The Counties Manukau winger, Sarah Baldwin, back into the mix. She's got the ball in her hands now. Goes short. What has she got on here? Ball down, 3-2. We talked about trying to get one beforehand. Still got 50 seconds on the clock as we go through the replay here, Rod.
Yeah, I mean they drew them laterally, but Victoria's a very experienced player in here, and she knew and understood the situation. Just with a little follow now. It's important now that they follow this up with a stopper. Just around this half out in a positive manner for them.
We've got Shepherd back on and Hawera. Dangerous combination. Just trying to get to that back person. Udamir comes in. Looks like they're running a 32 peel. Tries to get on the outside of the 10. Throws the long ball. Touch. The sideline referee called a touch. She thinks she's been ripped off. Referee never gets it wrong, unfortunately there for Arita. As the hooter goes in the background, end our first half. Pretty even battle, 3-2 on the scoreboard. Counties take a 1-try lead into our first half.
Well done team, keep it going. Keep it going. Good work. Yes, good side step. Excellent. Working forward. Well done. Well done team, good. For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, but Mahi never stops. Thanks, mate. Okay, team, come on in. Let's go. Let's huddle up. Bring it in, guys. Nominate your home ground hero today. 1, 2, 3, 3!
Sport. What does it mean to us? For some, it's potential, a promise that we could be better, that the early mornings will be worth it, that we could be champions.
It starts with touch. Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
Welcome back to the fifth of our live stream games here on day 2 of the Bunnings Warehouse 2023 Touch National Championships. Roger, summation of that first half for both teams?
Oh, I think it's what we expected. It was always going to be a tight battle. And when you look in the boxes, at half time, just the experiences and the coaches with Mary Knock, coaching Open Women's, and Jean Marsh coaching the Counties Women's, plenty of experience. And they'll be feeding the new game plan into both squads. There's not a great deal of difference between the two at the moment, and I feel that they're still trying to work one another out. But certainly looking forward to this next half, just to see what change-ups these coaches are going to throw at their players.
And a sort of a bit of a prediction for the result at the end of this game.
If there's been a tight game that that we've called together at this stage, Maya, this is probably the one that I'll sit on the fence with. To be honest, even though Counties is up 1 here, these teams are that tight that getting 2 or 3 touchdowns back really, really quick will be relatively simple for these teams. So can I be a fence sitter in this case?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is a tight one. Like you say, one team could come out and put 3 on, or it could be just tit for tat as we've seen in the first half. We'll probably unlucky with that one. Let's see number 16, Neri Iramia Allen. Let's see where she's going. Yeah, no, I don't think she was playing for the touch, playing at the ball more to make the touch. So, excuse me, they're unlucky for it. But lucky for Counties as they get a fresh set of 6 here in the first minute of the second half. Again, playing the ball inside the 7, quite away. Good touch from Mauri Faret. Sorry. Maui Harawera. Jeepers, I'll get there soon. Here we see Counties just on a simple 32 out. What play would you go to here, Rod?
Whilst they get, certainly I would have kept the ball on this side here, as opposed to releasing back to there, but they'll probably prove me wrong now. Okay, I'm glad they didn't, which is wonderful. But I would have kept the ball on this side and just challenged it here before going back to the far side, just whilst we still had them compacted here.
You said earlier that you're out mentoring, so obviously you've been around the grounds down here with you. I think we've got maybe 14 fields in action. And what was sort of the vibe that you got around the park?
Well, one thing I do know is everybody's enjoying themselves. It appears that the men's open grade is a bit of a lottery. Everyone's having their wins and draws, and she's really is all over the place at the moment. And the women's, I guess these 2 teams, Otago, North Harbour, they'll probably be the foundation of the women's. The mixed is going to be interesting. Auckland, the current holders, they're going well at the moment, but obviously Kapiti are doing really, really well, and I'm hearing some good things at the moment about the Queensland Mauri side that's here as well in the mixed grade.
Yeah, I got to see them play earlier against Team Zali, and they were really, really sharp. Unfortunately, a bit of an angle punt. Good pick up there from the ref. Adrian doesn't miss too much. Now Waikato hot on attack, straight over the ball and into it. Direct away to the box. Second touch, want to keep this flow going. As we see Shepherd taking the third one into the attacking half now. Want to get to the middle of the field. Set up for a pick. Anderson with gas straight through the middle. Probably a little bit early, maybe thought that the defenders were right on her heels and wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah, but it's good that Med has identified that, and basically allowing Reece to have a go through that channel now. So, it's good to see that Med has identified that.
Med Enoch, the coach for the Waikato Open Women's, could be playing herself in this grade. Obviously playing in the Waikato 27 Women's, who we've seen yesterday have a very good game on the live stream. Counties now for a 32 pick, looking for that link line, but great defence on the Waikato winger.
Yep, stock standard 32 pick play, so a very good way to end a transition. As we see Waikato bring the ball back through the field now.
Oh, great yards here from the Waikato number 7. Edelmere. Taking a lot more charge in this second half as Edelmere Allen. She's looking for someone to pass it to. Tipped it up to herself. Not a forward pass if you tip it up to yourself and no one's touched it. Great work there from the Counties defender. Now there, hold on attack. Working away across the field laterally. Back to the middle. What we have here? Yeah, I think really good call. Probably hit her in the hip, Rod.
Yeah. And she certainly never made a play at that. So, just little things for Counties to tidy up, especially on the back of tired legs. You want to try and reduce those errors as much as you can.
You went with us in the commentary box last game. So you see Shepherd off to Anderson. Oof. But the principal sponsor of the tournament, Bunnings Warehouse, brought around free sausages and bread. I was disappointed. I was looking for the salad, but there was no salad there.
Sure you were.
So I had to take one of the sausages and bread. But what great support they are for touch, both nationally and regionally. And they've got a big tent here over where all the food stands are, giving free sausages away all day.
Yep, and then we're very grateful for the support of Bunnings, and you do see them, right way around the country, and the name is almost synonymous with the game now. So thank you very much for the great assistance and the work that they do for our sport.
Counties now got away with it. One back there. Waikato had pretty good attack. Straight up the middle, we see the number 1 from Counties, Uraminosa. Fresh set of 6. See quite a bit of this. They tend to get 2 each time they have the ball.
Yeah. Well, what we're getting with the defenses are moving up and standing in the passing lane. Just to cut the options down. So when you do take up the space, you can be exposed. So you stick your hand out if you can, just to save yourself.
Yeah, we like that. On to Mauri.
Young girl, Ashley. She performed for the Counties under-16s at the youth nationals and served herself really well there. So she's certainly not shy of getting more in the middle and having a crack.
Yep, you talked about tightening up the defence. Counties have had a couple of plays in the middle.
We'll see a sweep coming in here now, just to change things up.
Oh, Mr. Woody Hunter takes the 2 steps back and says ball down as Counties take the lead 4-2.
Yeah, that's the benefit of conditioning plays, right? So they played 3-3 twice there before sending a sweeper around the back just to open things up a little bit, and it's paid off for them.
Oh.
You can understand that we're right in the heart of rural New Zealand there, in the middle of town, the old tractor and the tedder.
I love the town. It's an awesome town, easy to get around, and I was flying down here 2 days ago when the person I sit next to was a proud Palmerston North local, and she said to me, per capita, there's the most food places here than anywhere else in New Zealand. I was quite surprised, but I made sure I went and had a look at some of them last night, and not only is there the most, but it was really tasty. So Palmerston North, what an awesome city to have it in. And like we said yesterday, the 15th Open National Tournament there's been since Touch started. So great city, great touch, and it's been stunning weather. Yesterday we had the cloud cover. Today we've got the sun out, but not a huge amount of heat in it, so still very bearable.
I can tell you, Mike, I've been out in it. There's plenty of heat in it.
Oh, is there?
Then everyone's got their sunblock out and been sun smart, but it is actually draining out there, and the players are taking on plenty of waters, so it is having a wee bit of an effect. But what wonderful conditions to be playing touching.
As we see the number. Oh, I thought there was going to be another chip and chase.
Oh, she set it up quite well. I thought, just a cheeky ball through the middle there.
She's been threatening a lot more in the second half. I guess it probably has got a lot more heat in it when you're directly in it, as opposed to being under this gazebo in the commentary tent.
Absolutely.
Just looking out the tent, and I can see one of our Auckland supporters there, laying on his back in the shade, hat over the face. He's having a good old sleep. Good D Waikato, 4-2, 11 minutes in the second half, 11 minutes left in this game to go. I think they've picked up a little bit. I can hear them pretty close to the field, right? I can hear their comms on defence, which is a really good sign. Way to get back into this game.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time in this game too, to get 2 or 3 back. And I think at this stage, I feel that Waikato's had the better of this half, but for just the final execution parts of their play. So they're not too far away from pinning them back.
Howard and Shepherd couldn't quite connect there. Touch and pass. It's now Counties in their second touch in their defensive half on the 10-metre line. Number 11. Oh, doesn't think she was touched. What do we got here?
Tai Fo, she's always animated. The far side winger for Counties, and she's very, very quick.
We got the replay.
I'm not going to comment on that one.
No, there was sun in my eyes when that replay come through, so we play on. Touch count 4. Oh, touch and pass there. Getting a little bit messy, a little bit disjointed. Rod?
Yeah. So as I say, I think Waikato's got the ascendancy, even through the orange zone at the moment. Counties are just a little too static coming through there. So just something, I think the energy levels are down a little bit. They need someone just to pick them back up a little bit.
You talked earlier about the Queensland Mauri team, and I've seen their youth teams, I think it was, at the Youth Nationals. Is Waikato in for a try. That's really, really good. Gets them back within 1. As we see the number 8, Karina, there, dotting over the line. Just a simple play down the middle. Plant steps to the right. A little bit of a follow in behind the shutting defender, the number 3, and the link couldn't quite match her. And she goes over, 4-3. This should be good. Bring a little bit more life back into it for the Waikato girls. Now they're only 1 behind.
Yeah, and that's, they've, as I said, I think they've had the better of this half. So, there's still plenty of time for them to put another couple of those on. The complexion of this game changes absolutely completely.
Just getting back to, as we see a sweep play. Oh, nice little pass right to left there from Savannah. Just getting back to the Queensland Mauri team, I think I saw them at the Youth Nationals as well.
Yep, and from time to time they have made the journey across the ditch, and and it's lovely to have them here. Obviously, a lot of them with family connections back to New Zealand, and I'm sure the whānau here are always happy to have them here. But they do bring a different style of game, obviously coming from Australia, to the tournament. Which we love to see and love to have. Oh, Waikato, well done by that winger there.
Yeah, really.
Waikato just struggling a little bit with their transition, but they seem to fix that up with Ngāwai Hāwera. Oh, nice snaky run through the middle there. They've created. She needs to continue on now and keep that going.
Yep. We see Anderson drive for Hāwera. if I'm Waikato, I'm probably driving for Anderson. I just think she's the lethal one in terms of not only her foot speed, but her agility to get into, to beat defenders, manipulate defenders. Oh, here they go. Have another crack. Hopefully Anderson stays on. I'd like to see her get on the ball here and set a few things up for herself.
I wouldn't mind betting they'll bring Mauri on, I think, or Amani just for a bit of creation and use those long limbs.
You said it. It's come true, and there she is. Amani Shepherd. Oof. I thought there was a try for all money, but Calvin's a lot closer to the night.
And here they are. The duo. Let's see what they can conjure up here.
Get over, Cody!
Just running into the next lane, was it there, Rod? As we see Anderson. Edemir directing the traffic. Getting the 32 out ball. Throwing it nice and long. Plenty of space, plenty of time. What have we got? Touchdown, says referee Calvin Wirihana Tawaki.
Yeah, I thought that was quite creative. Usually the ball would have gone straight back to Mauri for the dive, but this time they went quickly back the other way and exposed the collapsing defence. So well done to them.
4-4, Rod. Game on. We said it was going to be a close one. You sat on the fence. You're looking quite comfortable on it. It seems like a natural position for you.
These games are always tight, Maya. So they're always difficult to call. And at this stage, I still think Waikato's got the better of the energy at the moment. And Counties just need someone just to step up a little bit, and then you see them starting to work hard here through the transition, just trying to take away a few touches.
Yeah, definitely a change in the momentum in terms of the energy. Like you said, Waikato definitely had the best of the last 2 or 3 minutes. I wouldn't say they looked out of it, but they never really looked like they were going to come back. But 4-4 now. Counties girls, pressure would have ramped up a little bit. Like you say, there was much better defensive set there from Counties. I think the scoreline has helped bring a little bit of intensity back for both of these teams. Now Waikato know they're right in it. Would love to sneak over the top of Counties, and Counties, just their 2-try lead has whittled away. So working their way across. Second touch. Well and truly into the attacking half. See some subs coming on.
Yeah, I'd say the energy's definitely picked up from Counties here. There's a lot more urgency for some reason. And we can't have drop-offs, but just imagine if we could.
Yeah. Butler and Marsh working in the middle, and you can see Minosa hanging around the back. Long ball. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. 3 tries and 6 sets. Waikato just hit back to tie it up at 4-4, and the Counties Manuaku Open Women's team hit straight back. We see Butler, Marsh and Minosa just hanging around in the middle. Just comes around the back door. Doesn't even look, throws the right to left, hits her on the chest for an easy try from our Counties winger.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Jean Marsh has said to the team. That there's obviously been a bit of a change there, and as we see Waikato attacking the line.
Oh. Really, really connected, just listening to the comms and seeing the hands pointing out from Counties there. Everyone on the same page, drifting out. Staying nice and tight in the middle. See, going out to the left-hand side again. Is that another one of those situations, the inside player not telling them to hit?
Yeah, but it's always difficult. But, once again, you called it, put Reese Allen on the ball, and Anderson, on the ball, and there she is. So, she's certainly a very handy player to have, but we're back to even Stevens.
5-5. Look at the girls, they love it. Got the old butterfly. I probably just totally wrecked what that actually was, that try celebration. But 5-5, we've had 4 touchdowns. A little bit of a fumble, but might be a little bit of pressure, not sure there, but 5-5. Waikato hit straight back, 3 minutes to go. 3 sets each. We need to be really accurate here. As we see, Hauera taking it up. Next, Karina. Subs come on, trying to get it back to good. That was a good lift there from the Counties defence, Rod.
pushing hard, running wave defence, so they're pushing hard here.
No penalty, no penalty. Yep, good call there from the referee. It's a very, very big 7, and I'm not sure if it's because of what the ref's setting or whether the Counties girls have just been very disciplined, but a great set of defence there, could be the winning of the game.
Oh, absolutely, and this is the stage of the game where you need the energy just to pick everyone up and keep everyone moving around.
Sarah Baldwin setting things up with Flavel. Flavel been a bit quiet recently, hasn't had much time on the ball. She's back in the middle.
Suffer to Vita on the ball now, just a little bit more experience on the ball. Flavel, her partner, so it'll be interesting. I'm picking that they'll go right and pull the ball left.
Really nice lift there from the defender, the number 16, Erumia Allen. She's had a big second half. Here's the key. Anderson will be subbing off. She'll definitely need to get out there for Waikato. We're going to get across the line. Karina, I think this is it?
Yeah, Anaya.
Here we have it. Beat her on the outside.
Can anyone shake free?
Oh, what a pass. That is an excellent pass. The dive was amazing to grab that ball and control it to ground, but it's the pass into space. If we watch this, as Irumea gets through the line, manipulates the defender, gets her turning left and right, she goes through the back, and if you just see her passing it into the space where she's wanting to lead the Waikato player to, as opposed to where she was, and it was great hands, great put down.
Yeah, I think Karina done quite well there, the support player, just to stop and hold her defender and give herself, just half a metre space to be able to dot down.
Not sure if that's the score. I think it might be 6-5 to Waikato, but we'll check that. There it is, 6-5 to Waikato. Really big momentum shift, 42 seconds. Waikato down by 2 with 11 minutes left to go in this half. And they've just romped 4 touchdowns over the top of the Counties. And Counties can they hit back? Great D from the winger there. Game on.
When she was needed, she was there, and you can see Waikato just using the clock now.
Yep, no need to get anywhere other than to the end of the game. 19 seconds left. This is a big win. I'm going to say that they snatched this victory out of the jaws of defeat. I'm not sure if that is the same, but Waikato, to be honest, after that first 5 minutes, they were behind for most of the game. Then they got 2 back. Counties struck back straight away. Counties, Waikato put another 2 on top. And there we hear it, the full-time siren. Waikato, great work. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And they definitely finished the best there, Rod. So well done to both of our teams. But the victors in our 5th live stream game of the Open Women's were Waikato 6 and Counties Manuaku 5.
This Touch New Zealand event is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse.